I have a treat for you, for both men and women this evening. I'm getting a little, what you calling it? Echoing on the mic. I have a treat. Are we okay with the echo? Coming from somewhere. However, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to do for you all men this evening, and women, everybody will be happy. We're going to be in a happy place. I have a special guest that I'm going to bring on in a while, and he's going to tell you all about these feel-good and happy moments. Well, but you can bring him right on. I don't know how to go to him. You have to go to him? Tell me what to do. Call on your phone, right? Welcome, welcome, Dr. Khan. We're not hearing the audio on him. Yes, I am hearing. Speak, Doc. We're not hearing him. But you're hearing me.
Yeah, he's hearing you loud and clear. I'm going to give you him now.
Yeah, so I am here this evening to help out all the 6:30 men. Oh Lord. Wives who intend to leave your husband because of non-performance or underperformance. We're going to solve that problem. Men who planning to commit suicide because they 6:30. We're solving that problem. Women who like the men to sustain themselves very long. We're solving that problem too. So all the impotent problems we're solving. No more horny goat weed. Ketos. We're going to sort you out too. And if you want, you could go and tell the people and them that you're now young and strong and vigorous. But you know what I mean? Doc.
Yes, Boxu, I'll listen to you.
Lovely. So we're going and sort out all them men who dead, who half dead, who planning, who contemplating suicide, who can't afford honey goat weed. We're sorting them out today. So let me bring on the doc with a big and lofty round of applause, just like we bring on them boxers. Doc.
Yes, Boxu. Good night. Good afternoon to
you,
everyone.
and welcome on Gayelle. I know this is going to be a very hot and interesting topic, so take it away, Doc.
Well, Boxu, I see you start up. I'm listening to you starting up, right? And you fall into the same trap that women make for man. You call it half-dead man, 6:30. All you ain't say is a waste of time, man. That's the only thing you say. And when we start like that, my brothers and them go hide under a cover or a manhole or go in the bush and hide because it's something that they don't want to discuss. You hear me, Russell?
I hear you. Remember, the floor is yours.
Because you see, when fellas and them reach a stage that they have a little problem performing, they are called all kind of things. And when they call that, they end up with a psychological negativity. So when you end up with a psychological problem mentally, you end up having a problem getting an erection. So no, an erection is not a penis that rises. Huh?
Yeah, Doc, go ahead.
An erection is not just a penis raising. You have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, the skin to touch, the nose to smell. So it's a combination of smell, sight, touch, and mind. And if one of them is not working, you end up in this stage of penile impotence. Why? Because men feel, and they have been pushed over the years to be the man to perform, or else you're nothing. That's what has been messages sent out. Nowadays, you have messages saying, woman is boss, woman is the top, and men is nothing. And worse again, if you send messages out, if you can't get an erection to satisfy the woman, not to enjoy the woman or enjoy yourself, you're waste. Well, I have a fix for that, Boxer, as you say. We have been studying this thing for years.
Right.
And when Viagra came out, I was in Parliament and I told them that Viagra is coming out in the soon and whatever, and it came. However, with Viagra, you still have about 640 with Viagra, and I'll have to put those type of drugs. With those drugs, you still have about 30% of men who don't function because of a poor flow to the penis. You can give them injections into it, which increases the flow of blood. You could use a pump, but they're all cumbersome. So the new thing on the block, which has been there for a while, is what they
So,
call
Doc, you mean even with Viagra, you could still fail?
yes,
Oh, God, oh. All right, go ahead.
you can fail because the flow of blood to the penis flows back out, and it's called venous leak syndrome. The blood leaks through your veins. As a result of that, you don't get the hydraulic system, and you end up with no erection. So, what is the next best thing? The next best thing, provided all the other systems not working, which is the visual, the mind, and everything else, is to put in what we call a penile implant. How you have breast implant, you have buttock implant, you have eye implant, you have cheek implants, you have all kind of implants. This is one is called the penile implant. It's rods that are put in the penis, controlled sometimes by a pump.
I need a little more volume.
It pushes water into the penis, into the pump, into the cylinders. And you end up now being able to control your erection and getting an erection as you had before. But it's what they call a mechanical erection. You hear me, Boxo? I
Yes,
feel like
I'm
I'm
hearing
talking.
you, but I need a little more volume. This is
That's all I
very
have.
educational. I don't want to miss nothing because I'm getting old.
Well, the thing about it, Boxo, is that at some stage, I have been seeing young men in my office, old men, in between men, everybody having erection problems. But the implants are a foolproof thing, but it's only for a last resort. So you see, by doing a simple operation and putting in rods into the penis, you are able to now have an erection on demand. So
On
there's a
demand.
hope on demand. You just
Lovely.
put it in. When it's time for having sex, you just lift it up and you're good to go, or you pump it up and water goes into the system. So you end up with what they call a functional erection, which you could have sex with as long as you want, with the same feelings, the same sensation, the same everything. So that
You
is
get
what we do.
sensation too?
Everything. Everything. Because all it really is rods putting into a part of your penis called your corpora. Now you're laughing. I feel you go come by me for one sooner or later.
Go ahead.
So, Boxo, there's the most we could say about that. For now, they have some side effects. which is the side effects of operation itself, which is you have to cut, you have to put it in, and it takes about 6 weeks to heal before you could use it.
Good.
So they have pumps, you have simple systems with just rods, and you have some other big system with a pump with no reservoir. So you have different fruit strokes for different folks.
Right.
And that is what we do for impotence. Before there was no hope. No hope at all. Now there's hope for men. It's just that because of the nature of it, in the United States of America and different places, insurance pays for it. In Trinidad, the insurance refused to pay for it.
What is the cost of one of those operations, by the way, though?
The cheapest cost for everything is $55,000.
That's the cheapest.
And that is cheapest because you have to buy the rods, you have to put it, it's expensive. It's a special kind of material. And the most expensive is about 150, which are the pumps and reservoirs, which is the ones that you pump up. There's a range between that.
Erection on demand,
As they say, with sensation.
is a very good topic. Go ahead.
But sometimes the people have to take care of their impotence and the causes of it. The causes could be psychological, and we can counsel you for that. And I've had a lot of people come and we realize that the problem was psychological. So not everybody has to get an implant. You could get medication for your psychological feelings. Right? You could also, sometimes it is a matter of flow, and you could use a different device. But the whole idea about it is to bring this thing out from where it's hidden. Because men are ashamed to talk about it.
Yeah. It
so
is a real taboo thing, but you can't
No,
be.
men don't like. It's very difficult for a man will come into the office and talk about everything. And then I'll say, wait, how's the erection? He said, Doc, that's what I come here for. But he go talk about everything. But not that.
But you shame to say you have no erection.
Right.
But if you
men
have,
are
you
coming
have,
out,
and you want one, you have to come for one.
and you deal with it, and that's
Yeah,
what
and you
we do.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Man, you see the big deal if you're falling apart and if you're starting, if 6:30 time come.
Boxu, I am seeing 30-year-old men.
30?
A lot of young men coming with lack of erection because there's something called porn-induced erectile dysfunction.
Right.
Looking at too much of porn could stimulate your brain to have a lack of erection when you go with a woman. It's called porn-induced.
Porn-induced.
So I asked them to stop looking at porn and move out from that. And a lot of young boys nowadays have that problem, porn-induced erectile dysfunction.
So how we reverse that from in the brains?
By not looking at porn and slow counseling, and at the same time understanding back to touch the woman.
Right.
How to have different feelings. Because when you look at porn a lot, they expect it to be like porn, but porn is an abnormal kind of thing. It's not real. And the only time they can get an erection is with porn, looking at porn.
Doc, would you have some sort of illustration, like a drawing or something, so where you could demonstrate how this thing works?
I did not work with it, Boxu, but I could always do it on a demonstration. Remember, we talked about this thing today.
Right. But it is very important that we show people what they're getting into because,
But you could on the internet, on YouTube, if you just type in penile prosthesis, you will get all of them.
Right.
You'll see the operation, you'll see the illustrations, you see everything. Penile prosthesis.
This is real good news for all you fellas. Real good news. I think a lot of men who give up hope, because I have some partners, they give up hope. So God, boy, things gone bad. I say, nah. I have a doctor partner named Fuad, he go sort all you out, he go rejuvenate you, he gonna give you you will get a rebirth, you will get back to be a young boy and all them kind of thing I tell them fellas. But
I have been working, a lot of men have come and we've done a lot of work on them and it's working. Nobody has complained. Initially with the operation, you're worried and you're kind of skeptical. But those who have put it in are happy and enjoying life. Fellows who didn't have sex for 10 or 15 years are back in it. Wives happy.
Wives are happy, women are happy, Horner women are happy, Horner men are happy, macho man happy. Everybody, happiness, doc.
Happiness.
Happiness. So
what do you say? I know not much more I could say.
Pardon me?
There's nothing much more to say about it.
No, well, the next move is that we're going to come back. We're going to do an illustration of all the moves. We're going to draw it.
What I will have to do is to come in the studio to do that one.
You'll have to come in the studio.
Yeah, and I'll do that when I see you.
Well, I'm on Sunday from 10 to 11, and I'm on next Monday from 6 to 7. Next Tuesday from 6 to 7. So the call is yours. Come in because I want to educate men. Remember, Doc, we experiencing men want to commit suicide.
Yes.
We're experiencing that, and it is because of this impotency.
And a lot of marriages are right now. I have some people, and from different parts of the country, young people are in serious problem because the wife wants to leave them, marriages breaking up and everything else.
Yeah, I know that. I've been hearing it all around, and this is why I asked you to come on so we could let these young people know, and some of the elderlies, that there is hope. They don't have to contemplate suicide. They now have to think about living a second life. You know, and it's if you think, like my mother used to tell me, if you think education expensive, try ignorance. So now that you all have been ignorant to the fact that you all can have a second spring in life, and you all have, we have now Dr. Fuad kind of now demonstrated to you all verbally that you all can be functional again. All your past 6 men, all the disgruntled women, all the wives who looking for a little playboy on the side, and you still love your husband, but you know you falling down on the work and you need some action. All of them things now, you just have to work with your husband. As a matter of fact, some of the wives have a little more money than the husband. You know, come up with the change, come up with the money and help out the man. Rejuvenate him and bring him back. So, you know, when you go home, you have to go outside and look outside again, you know what I mean? And the man had to contemplate suicide and want to kill himself and all them kind of thing. So, there is hope. And the nice thing about this is there is hope, and it is real, it is practical. And as Dr. Fuad Khan just said, you will have a sensation. I thought when you're putting this in, you would not get a sensation.
Yeah,
why you could get a sensation?
Everything is normal.
Everything is back to normal?
Yeah.
And you could stay as long as you want to?
Yes.
Wow. Hey, all your fellas, all you hear that? So no more honey, goat weed and Viagra and all them kind of thing. We have to use that again. Doc? We don't have to use honey, goat weed and Viagra and them kind of thing. We have to use that again.
Well, you can start off with those things, and if it don't work, you have an option. Because a lot of those things don't work.
I know I tried Viagra one time and I feel like I get a heart attack, and me doing that again. Your chest here, your eye bulging out your head, your nose stand up, your hands stand up, your toenails stand up, and you're so frightened.
That's because the increased flow of blood around your body.
Huh?
That is because of the increased flow of blood around your body.
Yeah, but I so scared, nothing else can stand up, so I just say, see me ain't using this again. Because it makes you feel like you're getting a heart attack.
That could happen.
Yeah, your chest hard, you're swelling here, you're feeling like your tongue get heavy, all kind of thing, and all I want to do is lie down and relax and make sure that I make it through the hours that it's in my body. So I'm not going through that again, fellas. I'm not using no Viagra again. Sorry. And if it reaches that, I'm going to come and have a little chat with you to see, you know. When I reach there now, and you know, Father time stepping in, so it might be very soon, so I got to come and get a check. 150, you say? That's the Rolls Royce one?
That's the Rolls Royce. The 455.
Your Rolls Royce is 150.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I ain't going no B14 and them kind of things. So yeah. I want to drive in a little luxury, you know what I mean? So for the little time I here, the little time on earth, I want to enjoy myself. Feel like a young boy again. Doc, this thing been very informative, and I ask for that you come in on Monday.
I'll
If
do
you could
that.
make it on Monday, and you come with all the illustration of all the moves and all the drawings and thing, and you give us a good breakdown on it of how it work. Men
Yeah.
wouldn't be scared to know. You just say rods. And as people hear rods, they say, what kind of rod? If it's a steel rod, if it's a plastic, men just
It's
panic.
a flexible rod, a flexible silicone rod.
Silicone rod, fellas, is a silicone rod, it's not steel. So it's not going to harm you, it's going to help you. It's something like that because people kind of, when men go call and ask all kind of stupid questions tonight, they wouldn't call in now. All you ask a question, ask the doc a question. After the show, I just get all the calls. All you have my phone, personal number, just call and talk to me. All you must call on the show. Something as important as this event for all men across the board. And some young doctors too, some politicians, some CEOs, some laymen, some contractors, men who have issues, men who overwork and overwhelm. You have your little pump-up thing and you're good to go and you have your feelings. So this is good news for us. So Doc, I want to thank you for the experience and the expertise and the information you share here with us this evening. And I hope you all...
We'll talk again.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for calling in, right?
Yeah, great. And you thanks for taking the call too. Well, you all have heard it. And so no more contemplation of suicide. No more wanting to... Hello? You live on air?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Is this Gayelle?
This is Gayelle.
Yes, I'm just calling to say that I am a wife of a husband who had the pump.
You have the pump?
He had it. He's no longer with us, but when he was here, we used it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want the women to hear that it's okay. Let both of them go to the doctor. They explain to them all what's going on. They prepare them now.
Mm-hmm.
Just give him the thing and expect him to, make sure they both understand how to use it, how to prepare for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. It worked very well. So for the women who are listening, it's okay. It's okay. It's nothing difficult to learn.
It is nice to hear that the first caller that called in to share a testimony on this thing is a woman.
Yes.
This is nice to hear that. Some of you all men, all you mustn't feel too macho and feel shame that things gone wrong. Oh God, we can't live forever. Nothing lasts forever. So when
it's difficult for the men. It's difficult for both of them, but you got to work at it, and it's okay. It works. It's wonderful.
You have to be brave and bold. Nothing is difficult.
Yeah.
Life is difficult. Nothing is difficult. Nothing is impossible. You just have to put your mind to it and work towards it and be brave, be bold, and be ready, be up for any challenge. You mustn't see. I don't see how you call it, challenges, I see hurdles to jump.
Yes,
Yeah.
Opportunities to do something different.
Right.
Yeah. Please don't be scared of it. Be open. Be willing to try it. It works. Okay?
Very good, and thanks for your call.
Well,
Appreciate it. All right. So, gentlemen, you all heard it. You all heard a testimony from a woman, a wife, whose husband is no longer with us. He passed on, but she worked with this penile function, and you could see that it worked, and she was very happy to know that her husband could perform. She didn't want to go outside and be a cheat or dishonest with her husband. So she fixed herself, she fixed her husband, and that is nice. So this is very educational. in that, and that's what we must do a little more often. We must educate the people. You know, we must seek to educate the listening public. Y'all people don't like to listen, you know. They just like to shoot off all your mouth and believe that, you know, yada, yada, yada. And could you cut so that we could have this first segment? Master Control, is it possible we can cut so we can have this first segment and then bring on another segment? Errol?
Welcome to Matty's Inn. My name is Michelle Ellis. I am the owner and manager, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this part of the island. Of course, I have to tell you our procedures at Matty's Inn. So it's self-check-in for the most part. What we do is you contact us via our Facebook page, Instagram, or website. We send you a message. Payments are done online, and once we have been able to confirm your payment, we send you the self-check-in instruction. That is all you need. Of course, we provide everything. Basic toiletries, you have a full kitchen, you have your private access, your room, and quiet space for rest and relaxation. We are so looking forward to hosting you. Thank you, and see you soon.
It's Easter savings at all SNS Passat supermarket locations. Save big on all these items, including meat and seafood. And get ready for the second annual Curry Duck and Pepper Roti competition on April 16th with over $10,000 to be won. Look out for the Catch of the Day flash sales every Sunday, where selected items would be at reduced prices. And from now until April 19th, shop for a chance to win one of 3 fully stocked coolers or an all-inclusive cruise down the island for 12 in the SNS Passat supermarket shop and win promotion. It's massive savings, specials, and giveaways this Easter at all SNS Passat supermarket locations. 91 High Street, Rio Claro, 24 St. Anne's, Miaro, and number 3 Guayaguari Main Road, Miaro. SNS Passat supermarket. Better quality, better prices.
This year, avoid bacteria with C's cleaning supplies. Made locally superior quality, a family brand you can't deny. Detergents formulated to be better. Fabric softeners make laundry the brighter. All sanitizers are multi-purpose. To spend your pennies with a purpose.
Z's Cleaning Supplies is the new trusted brand for household cleaning. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram at Z's Cleaning Supplies. Place an order by calling us on 340-4610.
Well, good evening again, and we are back. And I have my co-host here with me. Errol, I think we have a little misspelling on both of us' name. I am Boxu, and Boxu. I'm very proud of the Boxu.
I'll wait until I hear you.
And your own is N-N-E-E-K-A.
No.
N-N-E-K.
You see, Errol, no.
Well, I will experience, I had the kind of experience
good
like
evening,
that.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for allowing me to be in your homes. Also, whether it be on television or internet.
Mm-hmm.
I am Trini Nixie, otherwise known as Nika Brave Boy, and I am here with Boxu Potts. I'm a bit sorry that I missed the interesting conversation, the abracadabra, a la peanut butter sandwiches conversation, how to keep a towel from falling down, but I hear next week we're going to be continuing the conversation.
Yeah, Tuesday we're going to have this discussion because, I kind of sorry for the fellas. And the women too, the women and them suffering, they love their husband. The men looking big and strong and physically good, but they 6:30 step in. So they had to, use a little supplements. Camagra, Viagra, all them kind of agras. You know, and then you have to use all kind of different things. Men going in the market on a Sunday morning and they buying the baba and they back and they boiling it. A fella give me a bottle of thing there. He say, when you 10 minutes before you're ready, drink this. Well, boy, he says it's a herb. It have 42 herbs in it. Like drink the thing. All up is my stomach bun me.
Well, I listen. So
It had rum in it.
ladies, listen attentively so we know the signs, warnings, and
God.
symptoms. So what you're saying?
I drink it and my stomach bun me. I
half
tell
an
him, man,
hour
I say,
before.
half an hour before.
Half an hour before.
Yeah, you take
so
a drink of the thing.
watch to see what's going on.
And then, you
so
know.
what happens an hour before if it is...
No, ask the question.
Is there a time span?
And you say it has last a
Well, let me
three.
not be cantankerous.
No, it's all right. You say it has last a 3 hours in your body. So it's babwande and rum and all kind of different herbs mix up. But one thing I know, if I take a tablespoon of that, same thing I notice I've been taking a tablespoon of it, like a teaspoon, not a tablespoon of it, like on a morning, and you feel very energized, feel very upbeat, you know. So it's a lot. The different herbs would help you feel energized. But I don't know that. Hey, Mr. Herbman, the bottle reach half, eh? And he charged me $200 for the bottle. He says, yeah, $200 for the bottle. So it help with the blood flow and all the different functions, and it help with the memory loss and all them. So he says not only for erectile function, but it's to help with the blood flow to the brains and the this, that, and the other. The bush doctor thing now.
Well, that's exactly what I was now about to ask you. Because my generation, unfortunately, let me throw myself out there. My grandmother, she just died. She was 4 months short of becoming 100. However,
that's a big run.
However, this lady, she was a city girl, and the way she was brought up, she did not know any herbs. As a matter of fact, when I was in primary school, I saw shining bush growing at the side, and I said, "Grandmother, look shining." But she said, "What's that?" She really doesn't. Anytime you were sick, she said, "Okay, get ready. We're going up by Dr. Duke on French Street." So that is how I was raised. So I really don't know anything about herbs, but I have been trying my best to learn. I listen, but I've noticed that nobody that I have met who grew up under older persons could tell me exactly, say, a half a leaf, 1 leaf, and you know what is the dosage, how often, etc. So it's a dying art.
Well, that is your experience.
That's my experience, and I'm sure there are many people
I
out
remember when I was growing up, we was poor. We didn't have money to go to no doctor and things like that. So my grandmother will mix some castor oil and give it, and we hold we nose and we squeeze, we take and we drink that, and we get cenopods every now and then. They clean you out. When you want to eat a fowl on a weekend, my mother purge the fowl, hold it a few days before and purge it. And then we kill it and we eat it. That is the yard fowl running around. And then when you get the flu, we get bacano bush, we get chandelier bush, we get zeba peak, we get all kind of them bitter bush and thing, and we drink that and we boil it and drink it and them kind of thing. The Christmas bush, the same shining bush, all them kind of thing. I grew up on that. We didn't have no money to go to no doctor. No. The only time you end up in the hospital is if you're real sick, and none of us never, thank God, none of us wasn't that sick to end up in no hospital. The only person in my family went in the hospital, and it was for stoppage of water.
So we back
that
to
is an enlarged prostate.
So we back to Dr. Fuad Khan.
Yeah, he had, you imagine them days it had stoppage of water, your prostate's enlarged and it blocked your band. The technology wasn't like today. Medical science wasn't like today. So men dead from that.
So no laser.
Men dead from that. And then coming down the line, another cousin of mine had stoppage of water and he cut out the prostate clean. So all the erectile function gone and he peeing down himself and he had to, every minute, you know, he pee running down now and he going through that. So then they come up again, medical science again, they improve the thing. They come up with something where they had, if the prostate enlarged, they go in the prostate and scrape out the inside of the prostate. I had one of that done. And they reduce the prostate. I think you could do 2 in your lifetime.
So modern technology. So what, now I have to ask you this as a man. How have you found that boys or younger men have been able to approach persons to talk for help, some form of assistance.
You know, it's a taboo thing, eh?
Yeah.
Men too bloody macho. Only too macho for all your own good. You know, and it come like a taboo thing. You know, a man shame to see. You go on by doctor, and Dr. Fuad was just saying, they come in the office and they talk everything else and they say, they are past 6. Oh God, that way you go there for, you go in there and you say, thing ain't working. You want to get it up. Hey, doc, all fall down, boy. Here what happened? How we going and rebuild this thing? You know what I mean? I had to get a foreign news engine. You know, this thing, like, I can't even roll on, roll off. Because I need a foreign news engine or something
Right.
to get me back on the road now. Talk the talk. Come out and say, you know, things are happening too good. And all the young fellas, he say when you're watching plenty porn, it is
Desensitized.
it does desensitize something in your brains and you can't.
I could believe that.
Well, that's what the doctor just said. Hey, I didn't know that. I don't watch no porn. I like the thing real, you know what I mean?
I could honestly see that being true, that within combination of very masculine females out there who like to cut down men and this new type of culture, I'm sure that many men would not feel very comfortable to talk.
Oh, you mean women like to cut down men?
You know,
I never meet none. How it does
because
go?
you
How
are
that does go?
because
How
you
that-
are assured of yourself, but there are many men I have seen some women
So how should this cut him down? Give me a line. Give me a line. Cut me down, Nika. Cut me down.
No, we'll tell them that there's a waste of time, they can't do nothing, and they this and that doesn't necessarily mean in a sexual position, but, you know, just in life in general. Because, I mean, statistically, we have been seeing where females have been outperforming men or boys in school.
Education, in academics.
Academics, unfortunately, right?
In football, the female footballers in America ask for as much money as the men, and they get it. They win it in court. Women fighting for the piece of the pie.
Right.
So you say...
So from that perspective that I'm going on, yes, so...
So if a woman tell you, you waste of time, you can't perform, you're half dead. I remember when I was a jockey, as you say that, and anybody, if I ride a bad race, I will say, you know, I misjudge the piece. I think, you know, I could have done something a little better than that. And it's either they give me back the horse to ride or they take me down and they put up another jockey. If you do that, that ignites a fury in me. I go in and look for a next horse to ride and get out and get myself ready and try to beat you. So anytime you come up and you tell me it's a waste of time, you know I go in and improve past that waste of time to prove you wrong. And in so doing, I win into it. So I very competitive. So don't come wrong me with tell me it's a waste of time. You just raise the competitive nerve in me. That is how my brain function.
Right.
So some men will feel Dongo Soro, beaten down. Hey, Dongo Soro, that word I used for a long time.
Yeah, but
Oh God, oh.
let's face out the reality of our society right now. The role models as regards to men, they're very few, right? And what it is that they have as role models, because there are different forms of role models, not many boys have people that they can look up to or that are at arm's length reach to speak to. And that is a serious reality of what it is that is going on. So then that's why I then asked, who is it that they turn to talk to?
This is why, you know, sports is a very integral part of your growing up. Sports. You know, it gives you some mental toughness and some stability. It gives you a little competitive edge. It teaches you something. It gives you it instills some fight in you. As we say in a match, we say, let the dog come out in you. You know, you get a little dog in you, you know. Yeah. So you feel like you're there then.
I agree.
Team pump
spirit.
some money into the sports.
Team spirit,
right.
You learn camaraderie, you learn how to be humble. You learn that you don't win every time. You learn quite a lot.
You know, when I was doing this sporting program, I we wrote a program on how to develop a child from nursery to tertiary, right? And we said, you know, the ministries, the way the ministries are structured, they could play an important part.
Well, that's what it's there for.
So you have to have the Ministry of Education to start with the academics. You have to have the Ministry of Health to teach the child how to eat and live healthy. You have to have the Ministry of Social Development to teach the child social skills. Community development to establish camaraderie, to build relationships. Ministry of Sports, you know, I was just talking about sports. Then you have, we miss a ministry.
You need a ministry to teach them ministers what it is they're supposed to do.
I call it the organs board. The organs board is what I call it.
They're supposed to understand their job, role, and purpose. Because they ain't understanding that. Because they don't understand the function and purpose of their ministries.
Right. So you deal with the organs board. So all the organs function simultaneously, right? And then you deal with the, when you become a good sportsman, you deal with the Ministry of, what do you call it? Sports tourism to build the, what you call it, the sports and encourage sports tourism so that we could earn some foreign exchange. You talk about you, Mr. Hines, you have to get involved too, Hinesy.
So we have hope.
Not in security.
So we have hope because elections coming up. So maybe we'll get somebody who
really
doing what it is.
Sometimes
because they're giving all the theory and it's sounding good. That's what it's supposed to be. But that's not what's going on.
Sometimes when we talk, the Stevie idea and go and do it and say it's down. But I don't mind. I educating them.
Yeah, but look, Olympics just went. Where's the stock in trade? Are they being stimulated from young? When it is, you know, you go. I seen girls rolling and doing cartwheels on the black pavement.
Hear what? And
Can they be representing us in gymnastics?
Hear how these ministers and PSs, who's supposed to be part of the organs, to work simultaneously to help the nation, because them work is to help the children and the youth of this nation grow and develop, so that you would be the next generation to take this country forward. But when them get into this office, they just get into the office, a PS does have a closed door policy, like if he's a god.
What going on?
There's a permanent secretary for the people, you work for the people. We, the taxpayers' money, pay you, Mr. Permanent Secretary. You have to understand that you're not no god, open your door and talk to me. They want to privatize them. Well, it look like they're running their own business. Look like I didn't want to talk about it, but I went in our office this week to ask for a document. And the lady said, you can't get the document. We're going to send it for you. I said, hey, I made her nothing like can't. I want my document. But we have a policy. I said, well, who is the one that make the policy? I can't tell you what to say. When you working for yourself and you have your own office, then you could talk like that. In the meantime, you're working for us, the people. So you have to be able to inform us, edify us, educate us, and so that we would be able to, we wouldn't leave here disgruntled and vexed with you. I want to cough you down, lick you down, and say somebody victimizing me. And you know how that everybody, you know how we live on a short fuse these days. Everybody vexed. We vexed because all you're mismanaging with business. Kitos, Camilla, all you who are politicians, all you wannabe politicians, all you would-be politicians, when all you put all yourself up for office, remember it's the people all you're working for, not all yourself. We give all you a lofty salary to do the job for us. Somebody get 50,000 a month. All if it's enough, and all you feel it's enough, come now, talk to we say, listen, we handling so much money and we have the little temptation, we little kleptoish and thing, we can't help ourselves. We're not thief a little bit, so we say, give you a little higher salary so we ain't go thief now, you know what I mean? Because you don't talk about the thief thing here, there. You wasn't here, and you was here?
Yeah, I was here.
You don't talk about the thief thing, and if we don't keep talking about politicians have to stop thieving the nation's purses and the lifeblood of the nation and the future of our children. They have to stop the thieving. And you know the funny thing about that? They didn't leave the money. I don't see none of them being buried with the money. They're passing it on to who?
Canada.
Some of them, a fella dead there and leave a set of money for a piper. he pass it on. You know, a fella dead the other day and he leave a set of money for his children and she married her. Who is who? And next thing you know, she dead, mysteriously. And the money gone in people who don't know about money management. It had that. So you think you leaving money for who? You don't know who you're leaving the money for? You have no control of that money when you're going with your greedy self. And you're going and dead and leave it for the children of the nation as it's supposed to be. Why would we? Why? Tell me why an oil-rich country like us had to contemplate going to the IMF. Tell me why a rich country like us, our dollar against the US dollar is $6, $7, $8. When Barbados is 2-1. Barbados, who don't have an economy. Barbados is sitting on a piece of rock.
Yeah, rock.
They had some sugar cane. They had tourism.
And if you only know how much sugar cane that they already planted.
What they
it's
have,
not
you
even
know, you know what they have is money management, and I said it here.
Not
when
much.
When they get in office, these
Not much sugar that they plant. Not much.
But I don't think they plant again.
No, they have. There's the
have?
company, this called BAM. 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 But anyway, yeah.
You know what that? You sure what that?
I
don't know.
am positive.
All right,
I am
good.
positive. I was in contact with them. But their crop is very, very small. I think it's like 60. I don't want to quote exactly how much.
Maybe they have
that,
crop over.
Yeah, how much that they right now they're just about to. Anyway, yeah, but it's not that much.
It's not that much.
It's not that much. All they have is tourism ready.
They have tourism. Here what we have. We have oil. We have plenty thief. We had that. We have plenty misappropriators of funds. We have plenty of aloof and disconnect and bourgeois and wannabe bourgeois and petty bourgeois. We have plenty of that. We have plenty arrogance and ignorance in office. We have plenty bad mind and spite. Nothing for he. Like if the money is yours. Nothing for she. She ain't red. She leave we and she gone yellow. So nothing for you. Let them starve to death. Hey, Joe Bloke, Mr. Dotish politician, when you impoverish the nation, the people's children, what you actually doing is the dotishness eating away at the flank. It go cave in somewhere. And when it cave in, is you had to live with that piece of road that cave in, you know. When you do the social wickedness and it cave in at the flank. Remember, it's a whole social breakdown. Here we have robbery, home invasion, stick up business, all them kind of things. It's all your politician causing that. I remember when I was in office, I had a little fella say, hey, young boy, come, I go teach you some life skills, some a little boxing or football or cricket. You know, the fella tell me, boss, that's how you are paying it. And I'm telling a politician today, we have to wean these children. We have to find a way to give them the resources, but wean them off of this URP mentality. The gimme thing now.
Right.
But you know, they must work for it. Look, Kitos, when you tell people the gimme thing stop, it can't stop when all you're taking water to amount of money.
No, that's...
The children seeing all your living on ham, lamb, and jam, and all your blinging, and money are plenty, money spending here, squandering here, over there, and the people are suffer. And you telling them to tighten their belt.
You know, to be honest with you, the easiest way to solve all crime, etc., is just to lock up all white-collar crime. You're solving everything right there. You're solving poverty. You're solving everything.
You mean lock them up?
Lock up all white-collar crimes. I bet you no more murder would happen because people will be able to work. They will be able to get money. Mm-hmm. They will be able to buy food. People don't want to be running out killing people, you know. No bandit.
So that's part of the show your wealth bill that far, is that all right? Inclusive of the chop-off hand thing? That's part of the thing? Yeah, white collar.
Without recruiters. Let me see how that happened.
You know, we come into the end of our show. But you know, we come here, we enjoy ourselves, we try to educate the nation. You know, we try our best to tell the politicians or those decision makers that only have to manage our economy and our purses much better, so it would be down to the people. The office is not your office. When you reach 60, you're gone. Somebody else go there. You know, when you get old and your brains leave you and you get tired and you have to eat honey goat weed and you're tired and you're missing your line and you're trying to sing to get back in office and all them kind of thing, you know what I mean? You know, people see through you. So yeah, what? Nika, you take the last word in closing. You could say anything you want. I'm comfortable with you.
Boy, it's so much. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, Trinidad, Tobago, the whole world. Our perspective here on this show is just really to stimulate and provoke a lot of thoughts that I know that other people are thinking, but just never thought, or that they're thinking right. Because after a while, when it is you're hearing something is right and you know it's wrong, over and over, you start to think the other way. So we just want to encourage persons to think of their thoughts and know that they are correct, sorry. And everyone has a different perspective and point of view.
Think positively.
Always.
Right? You've been a great audience, and thank you for being with us this afternoon.
JC Men Gem Couture on Studio 52, your one-stop shop that meets all your needs. From men's clothing to women's fashion, it's all here under one roof. This is shopping galore and fashion with a difference at Studio 52. Come visit us. We're located at Penco Street, Chaguanas, or call us today at 1-868-775-1747.
Years after the coronavirus pandemic ravaged the world, the Caribbean is now poised to become a leader in green energy. It's now clear that the region is a sleeping giant, but who will dream the dream to wake her up?
Don't forget your name. Remember your sunshine now.